Hey guys, Ashley here for Real Buyer Agency and John and Scott Bothell. Here with April's monthly market update for the residential real estate markets of King and Snohomish counties, Washington. In this video, we will look at the market statistics and contributing data that ran through the month of March, briefly checking in on how 30-year fixed mortgage rates trended nationally, before moving on to look at key local market data that was sourced directly from the Northwest MLS public release. In these videos, we attempt to break down a handful of charts in a little detail before finally providing a complete summary of the current market outlook at the end. If you're looking for some quick info on one specific market aspect, or if you want a summary of the current market as a whole, please feel free to skip ahead to the relevant section. Depending on which platform you're watching this on, you will find detailed chapters and timestamps on the video timeline or in the description below. All right then, that said, let's get started. Okay, starting off as normal with mortgage rates. These are national mortgage rates. 30-year fixed rate weekly averages provided by Freddie Mac, with data being released every Thursday. So the first data released in March was March 4th, where the 30-year fixed rate was averaged at 3.02%. Then for the weekend in March the 11th, it rose slightly to 3.05%. Then for the week ending March 18th, it rose a little more at 3.09%. Then for March the 25th, we went up to 3.17%, so 8 basis points there. And for the week ending April 1st, we rose 1 basis point further to 3.18%. Since the start of April, rates have come back down. For the week ending April 8th, we were at 3.13%. And for the week ending April 15th, we averaged 3.04%. Okay, moving on to local data. Newly active listings. For the month of March, King County had 4,117 newly active listings, and Snohomish County had 1,594 newly active listings. In King County, this meant a month-to-month increase of approximately 42.31%, and in Snohomish County, that was a month-to-month increase of 52.54%. Versus March 2020, in King County, newly active listings were up 8.71%, and in comparison in Snohomish County, they were up 3.37%. Something to bear in mind with all these listings figures is that it was in March of 2020 where the market first began to be affected by the COVID-19 outbreak pandemic. And so we may expect to see anyway increases in terms of listings year over year. Total active listings for March 2021, King County had 1,769 total active listings at the end of the month, and Snohomish County ended the month with 336. In King County, this meant a month-to-month adjustment of approximately minus 3.23%, and in Snohomish County, this meant a month-to-month adjustment of minus 3.17%. When we compare this March versus March of 2020, we can see that King County's total active listings were actually down by 37.11% at the end of the month. And in comparison, Snohomish County was down year over year approximately 68.30%. Obviously, absolutely massive decreases in total available listings inventory year over year, which has largely been a continuing story for a long time now. Okay, moving on to pending sales. For the month of March, there were 4,054 total pending sales in King County, and Snohomish County had 1,631 total pending sales. Total pending sales here account for properties that went pending during the month, not inclusive of pendings that run over from previous months, and with any property that may have gone pending more than one time during the month only being counted that single time. In King County, this means there was a month-to-month increase in pending sales of approximately 41.50%, and in Snohomish County, there was a month-to-month increase of approximately 46.02%. When we compare March 2021 versus March 2020, we can see that King County's pending sales were actually up by approximately 33.75%, whereas Snohomish County's pending sales were up 14.78%. Moving on to median listing prices. For the month of March, King County's median listing price was $729,000, and Snohomish County's median listing price was $649,998. In King County, this meant a month-to-month increase of approximately 1.26%, while in Snohomish County, this meant no adjustment whatsoever month-to-month. When we compare this March 2021 versus March 2020, we can see that in King County, the median listing price was actually down this year versus March 2020 by approximately 4.07%. While in Snohomish County, in comparison, the listing price has actually gone up approximately 12.17%. And finally, we'll finish up the charts with the all-important median closing sales prices. For the month of March, King County's median closing sales price was $740,000, while Snohomish County's median closing sales price was $607,475. In King County, this meant a month-to-month increase of approximately 8.97%, and in Snohomish County, this meant a month-to-month increase of approximately 5.46%. When we compare this March versus March 2020, we can see that in King County, the median sales price has actually gone up approximately 14.73%, and in Snohomish County, it has gone up approximately 19.32%. So again, very similar stories to what we've seen earlier this year and through most of last year, substantial increases year over year in terms of closing sales prices in the face of extreme buyer demand relative to extremely limited inventory and supply. So in summary, mortgage rates through March continued to rise. The average 30-year fixed rate reported by Freddie Mac started the month at about 3.02% and rose steadily to the end of the month at 3.17 to 3.18%. Over the first 2 weeks of April, the rates on those same products have trended back down towards 3%, reported the week ending Thursday, April the 15th at 3.04%. The market across both King and Snohomish counties these past few weeks has been, to put it simply, quite dramatic. In both counties, newly active listings were up versus March of 2020, up 8.71% in King County and 3.37% in Snohomish County. Total active inventory in both counties, however, further decreased month to month, and in March in both counties down a little over 3%. Versus this time last year, total active listings remained down by a substantial margin, down in King County by over 37% and in Snohomish County by over 68%. On the price front, average listing prices through March remained very similar to those of February. King County's median list price rose by a little under $10,000, up to $729,000, while Snohomish County's was almost identical to last month's, now at $649,998, down by that $2. When it comes to closing sales prices, both counties' median closing sales prices jumped up dramatically in March. King County's median closing sales price through March raised month over month a little over $60,000, up to an all-time high of $740,000. While Snohomish County's increased over $30,000 month to month, itself landed an all-time county median sales price high of $607,475. In short, the current story of the residential real estate market in both King and Snohomish County is one of rapidly increasing sales prices spurred on by the perfect storm of attractive interest rates, extremely strong buyer demand, and very limited available inventory. While the most recent data has shown that an increase in listings to market relative to last year is likely to occur over the coming weeks and months, it has also shown that this factor is likely to continue to be outpaced comfortably by increases in demand on the buy side. Thus, for the next couple of months at least, we might confidently anticipate a similar story of decreasing total available inventory and higher trend in sales prices. Well, that does it for our April 2021 market update. Please hit the like button if you found this video useful, and subscribe to the page and the channel. Also, please post any questions you may have in the comments section below. And otherwise, as normal, I hope this finds you well, that you've been enjoying the warmer weather we've had recently. And as always, stay safe out there and have a great one.